Hey friends, this is the Membrane Solutions water filtration system. We've been looking for a system like this for a long time. There's a lot of them on the market, and this is a budget option that we found on Amazon. Let's take a closer look. So here's everything that is included in the packaging that you'll receive. Now I know this looks a little bit intimidating. Stick with the video. I'm going to show you exactly how to put all this together. So the first thing to do is actually prep these new little filters here. So there's 3 of them, and we're actually going to need to do what's called backwashing on them to make sure everything's kind of nice and cleaned out from the factory. So let's go ahead and pull these out. Let's unwrap them from their little shrink wrapping. With the shrink wrap off, we can get a closer look at our filter now. And these things look really heavy duty. But here is the basic layout for how these are designed. You can see the different elements and how it is, again, filtering the water down through the system as it moves. Now again, for the first use, we do need to flush these with water. So basically we're going to take off that little protective cap. Next, take this little yellow priming ring, and we're just going to stick it right down on top. The next step is to hold this up against the faucet and run water through it for 15 seconds. So I found it helps to have a nice gentle stream. We're just going to push this up directly into the faucet. Once the filter's been thoroughly soaked through, we can actually repeat this process for all 3 of the filters. Okay, so our next process is to actually find the top of the main container. You'll know you have the top because it has the 3 holes right there. And we're going to insert the filters into this. Now you've noticed there's a little bit of water residue in here. I actually did a little bit of rinsing out on these. It's not in the steps, but I think it's a good idea just to make sure there's no residue from packaging. So the way we insert these is we take them from the bottom and you're just going to push them up through the little holes that are right there. I'm actually supporting it with the bottom of my hand. And then we're going to take that wing nut and we are just going to screw that down into place. Don't have to crank down on this, just make sure it's nice and flat and tight. You'll know it when your fingers really kind of get to that point right there. And again, as you can see from the bottom, it's nice and supported and in there. We're going to repeat that with all 3 of our filters. One of the other things to note too is this little sealing washer right here should be on the inside of the top piece here so that the wing nut goes flat against the metal on top. Okay, when we have all 3 installed, it should look like this. You can see from underneath that all of the filters are in place. And again, this is what sits up top. The water is going to initially be in this reservoir. It'll drip through these filters and out through the holes that you can see underneath here to give us nice clean water. Okay, our next step is to go ahead and attach our little spout area. There's also our UV filter that's located here, which is why there's a power cord coming off from it. This is again fairly simple. You basically just thread this on top of the little spout that's on the side here. We'll just screw that into place. Now, as you can see, that actually sticks out fairly far. We have our on and our off buttons right here. So this is a little bit different than some of the other water filtration systems you may have seen. Again, the longer spout, but we're adding that nice UV filter option that goes straight through here. Okay, next we can put together our lid. You can see there's a little hole in the bottom there, and this is the little topper that needs to sit on top. And we have a little screw with a washer on it that we can stick up through the bottom and then connect this on top. We'll screw that into place. The other thing we need to do is actually put the non-slip cover on the bottom of our filter, just like this. The seal goes all around the bottom. And again, that just makes for nice non-slip functionality. Let's then put our stand together. This is just nice and easy. Basically, these 2 slot together, creating a nice base for our water filtration to sit on. Then what I could do is go ahead and I can stick this right on the bottom there. It slots really nice and easily into the stand. There is our entire base there. We're then going to take our top here and again make sure the filters are pointed towards the bottom, and we can stick that right on top just like that. And finally, the top lid will go just right on top here after we've put some water in, just to protect again that cylinder container. Now at this point, this is ready to go. We can actually fill this up with water. We actually need to have an entire reservoir go through, filter all that out. That just gives one more dose of water through those filters straight out of the packaging. And then we can fill it up for our first drinkable batch that will go through. Now, if you want the added benefit of having the UV filter as it's coming out of the spout, well, then we need to power this. Now there's 2 ways to power that UV attachment, as you can see, is right here. We can actually pull off this little end cap revealing our power port. And then we can either use our wall adapter, this is what we'll use here at the house, or if you're in an RV, you have to get the correct batteries, and then this acts as a little battery pack that you can plug into so you don't need an AC wall outlet. Okay, we've got everything all set up and plugged in. It's time to run our first drinkable batch here. Basically, we're just going to turn this on. You can see with this UV filter on, it is running a tad bit slow, but it's not too bad. And again, I like this nice blue light indicating that that UV filter is at work. So there you go, friends. That is the Membrane Solution water filtration system. Definitely a big thumbs up from us. If you're interested in grabbing one of these for yourself, you can actually find it right here on Amazon. We'll put some links in the description box below. And then stay tuned, we actually got a ton more of these product review style videos to help make your shopping experience better. Subscribe and we'll see you again on the next one.